Hi, Ricardo. Let me see. Hello. So we'll use blocks, blanket if you have one, and a strap. If there's anything you want to tell me as far as your body-wise, anything in the neck or the shoulders or the hips, we're kind of going to focus on them anyway. But let me know if there's anything else. Okay, so we'll begin. So let's start off on our backs, and we'll keep our knees up, Ardha Shavasana. You can actually knock the knees in. Your feet can go a little wider. Just begin to tune into your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your belly. And if it helps, you can place your hands on your belly and feel the hands lift as the belly rises, and then they lower down as the belly contracts slightly towards the spine. Just continue. Dissipating the activity in the mind. Maybe you say inhale as you inhale and then exhale on your exhale. There's a mantra that comes to mind that is so hum, and it is I am that. You're like, what's that? Everything. So I am the moon, I am the sun, I am that which I can see. So really taking that into everything almost being a mirror for you. So maybe as you breathe in, you say so. As you exhale, hum. This is a nice mantra to just relay the message to us that even just where we're at now, maybe if you want to think of it as just you or as a whole collective, we are exactly where we're supposed to be. Everything is either a lesson or something that we are moving through easily, right? We're kind of like flowing. Rise and fall of the belly, like the rise and fall of a wave. Just throwing at some more things that are coming to mind, that everything is impermanent. Nothing is permanent. Not a wave, not the trees, the caterpillar, the butterflies, the clouds. There's always a movement, there's always a flow, there's a rise and a fall, and it's constant. And this can be seen in nature, and this is seen and experienced in our lives. And so there's always rises and falls. We're coming to great heights in our life and then we crash. And so the idea is, since we are nature, since we are the ocean, since we are the sun, how can we be more like that without us getting turned off our whatever, our feet coming off of the ground ungrounded and just like not knowing what to do when this kind of fall happens to us? How do we respond in these times? If nothing is permanent, how do we respond when something's so nasty and so icky and something you don't want to feel, experience, or sense? How do we go through it? We go through it. We can't avoid it. Because if we avoid, it's always going to be there and it's going to play a part in our lives. So the way we go through it is noticing, breathing, and remembering that this too shall pass. So hum. Knees into chest, rock side to side. Circle your knees in one direction. You can cross your ankles here if that feels better, or keep them apart. Still anchoring in with a breath. And then beginning our self-inquiry, the questions we ask our body, we ask ourselves, how am I feeling in this pose? Take the knee to the opposite direction. So what we're doing here is we're massaging the low back. But at the same time, like I said, we're checking in. So take a baseline, take inventory. Okay, well, I don't know. My back hurts, my low back hurts, my upper back hurts, my mid back, or my thighs, or whatever that is. Check in. And I invite you to check in throughout the practice. Come center. Hold on to your right, straighten the left, flex through the left foot, push through the heel, bring both hands onto your right knee, feel your left thigh engage, right? It's active, it's firm, pressing back into its femur bone. And now release the left foot, let it splay out to the side, and now you feel your left hip kind of opening up. So there's an external rotation here where on the right side, it's neutral. It's not out or crossing over. Now let's externally rotate the leg within the hip socket and open it out to the right side. Place your left hand right on top of your hip bone, your left hip bone. Just find your breath here. Maybe you conveniently have a blanket on the right side so you can rest your thigh on it, or maybe you have a block there. Like I do. Next time we'll plan for it. And then your inhale, bring your knee back to center. This time use your left hand, cross your knee over the body, and then straighten your right arm so it's in a half T. And so you have the direction or the control as far as how much twist you want. You can press your left hand on the right knee and get more twist, or you could just use your left hand as a weight, allowing gravity and your hand to keep you in the twist. And then here, let's turn our head side to side, kind of giving the neck some tension release and the back of the head, the occipital lobe, or the occipital massage. And then bring your knee back to center. Flex your left foot, again, heel pressing forward. Both hands on your right knee. Draw the navel in and up. Exhale, lift your shoulder blades off your mat. Find your breath. And now left heel, left leg hovers just a couple of inches, nothing so high. Your left heel is aligned with the left sit bone, so it's not out wide. It's right underneath. Now, reach your arms forward, straighten your arms, and let's pulse here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and breathe. And then exhale, lower down. Straighten your right leg. Bring your left knee in, and now we can conveniently place that block or that blanket on the left side of our hip. Knee comes in, we'll flex the right foot first, feeling the right thigh engaging. And now relaxing the left foot, letting the foot splay out to the right side, externally rotating your right leg within its hip socket. Now let's focus our attention on the left leg here. It's nice and centered, it's neutral. And now we're gonna take it out to the left side, opening it up like a book. Maybe it's leaning or resting on top of a blanket or a bolster or a block. Left leg now also externally rotated within its hip socket. And then when you're ready, bring your knee back to center. Let's flex through that right foot again. Firm the low belly in. Exhale. Place your hands on your knee if you haven't done so already. Keep drawing the navel in as you exhale. Lift your shoulder blades off the mat. Now lift and hover the right heel. Right heel in line with the right sitting bone. And now straighten both arms. Reach your fingertips forward and we'll pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and breathe. And then exhale, release yourself all the way down. Both knees into your chest. Now we're gonna straighten both legs up. Press your low back down. Press the top of your buttocks down towards the mat. Point and flex your feet and circle your ankles both ways. And turn to the opposite direction. Good. Now come back to center, flex through your feet, and then place your hands on top of your thighs. Draw the navel in, feel the length of the spine here. Bend your knees. Now reach your arms up overhead as if you have blocks near you, as if blocks were in between. Let your feet down onto the mat. Place your blocks, if you have them, in between your palms. And so they're going to be in between your palms, so the medium length, medium setting, pardon me. So you're gonna lay back down. You're gonna place your block right above your head, squeezing through the palms. And as you feel this in your shoulders, do you feel your bicep and your tricep muscles? So the front muscle and the back muscle are active. Don't rest the block behind you. Lift it up and really squeeze through. Use your muscles, and now soften your shoulders away from your ears. The shoulder head should be down, resting. Straighten your legs here. Flex through your feet. Engage your core. And then exhale, lower the block to your stomach. Pause, release the feet. Reflex the feet. Draw the navel down and inhale. Reach the palms, the arms up overhead. Soften your shoulders down. Lower the block down. Keep the flex and inhale. Reach over again. Keep squeezing. Activate the bicep and the tricep. Exhale, lower one more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, lower. Nice. Place your block to the side. Bring your knees into your chest. And then if you want to, either you roll over to the side, fetal position, and then meet in all fours, or you can place your hands underneath your knees, rock forward and back to give your full back a massage. When you're ready to come up, sit up and then meet in all fours. Fingers spreading, palms pushing down, shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. Inhale, chest opens forward. Exhale, lower the head, spine goes up. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back. Exhale, round the spine, push the navel in. Take 3 more rounds. Using your breath, your own pace. Two more rounds. These cat-cows are so important for our spine. It releases a bunch of tension in our vertebrae. It's very healthy. Spine needs flexion and extension. Okay, let's meet in a neutral spine. Push down through both palms. Reach your right arm forward. Hug the core in, stabilize the core. Outer hips press in. Now reach the left leg back and then flex that foot. So your toes are going down. The heel is stretching back. Breathe here. Really use the core. Keep your hips nice and level. And as you exhale, lower your hand, lower your knee. Opposite side. Push down through your right hand. Reach your left arm forward, palm facing the right. Core in, reach the left leg back, right foot flexing. Hug the core in. Really use that core to keep you stable and balanced. On your exhale, lower your your arm and your knee down. Inhale, right arm up, palm facing the left side of the mat. Stabilize and lift the left foot. Foot flexed. Breathe. Stay with it. When we move slower, we move a lot more controlled and we work a lot more muscles. Lower down, opposite hand up, then left foot back. Breathe. Lower yourself all the way down to child's pose. I got really hot. Let me go turn on the air. I'll be right back. Keep breathing. Okay, I'm back. Air's on. Resting in child's pose.
Walk your hands out so that they're shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers. I haven't even been looking at the time. I'm kind of going over. Spread your fingers and turn your fingertips out towards the sides of the room. Press down through your palms. Lift your hips up. Curl your toes under and then push your hips back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here. Pedal out your legs, bending one, then the other. And then let's take a side stretch. So let's shift our hips to the right. Look underneath your left armpit. Come back to center, shift the hips to the left and look under your right armpit. Come back to center. Feel your palms pushing down through the mat. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Navel in, hips back, heels lowering down. Heels are heavy. We're not forcing the heels. Walk your hands back towards your feet, hang in a forward fold and bend your knees. Release the crown of the head, release the neck muscles. Grab onto your elbows and slowly sway side to side, nodding your head yes and shaking your head no. Come back to center, hands onto the waist, draw the elbows back, open up the chest. Knees are still slightly bent and inhale, lengthen your spine, rise all the way up. Take a walk to the front of your mat. Feet hips width distance. Engaging the thighs, drawing the flesh of the buttocks down, engaging the core, reaching the hands on the outsides of the hips. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, soft bend in the knees as you fold. Fingertips to calves, lift your sternum. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands down, step your left foot back, pause, lunge, low lunge. Plant your left hand, reach your right arm up. Steer your right hip back towards your left heel. Trying to keep the hips as steady and level as we can. Reach through your right fingertips and now bend your right elbow and place your hand behind your back. Your right shoulder draws down and away from your right ear. And now check in with your body and check in with your breath. Reach your right arm up, right hand down. Step your foot back. Shift the hips back, downward facing dog. Bend your left knee, step your foot next to your left thumb, low lunge once again. Position your right hand so the wrist is underneath your right shoulder and now reach your left arm up. Steer your left hip back. Engage your right thigh. Right heel pressing all the way back. Bend your left elbow, place it behind your back. Left shoulder draws down and away from your left ear. Take a few breaths. Reach your left arm up, plant it down onto the mat. Bend your right knee, step forward. Hands to calves, lift the chest. Pause here. So we were doing this on the mat when we were on our backs. We were drawing the navel in. Our legs were up and they were flexed. We were just in a different position. So really use the core to keep your spine long. I see a lot of this. And we need to just really lengthen out. Exhale, fold back. With soft knees, reach your hands up overhead. Now we were doing this while we were lying down, yes? So pretend like that block is in the palms. Engage the triceps and the biceps, and then soften the shoulders away from the ears. The core is still working. And then exhale, bring it all the way down, standing in Tadasana. Reach the arms up. Hinge forward, soften the knees on your way down. Fingertips to calves, lengthen your spine. Fold back, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Pausing and plank, wrists underneath shoulders, navel in and up, flesh of the buttocks down towards the heels. Thighs are firm, heels go back. Lower the knees, flatten out the toes. Pause, engage the core. So there's a lot of core work. Shift forward, bend your elbows, and slowly as you lower, graze the sides of your body with your arms. Notice my belly is not touching the mat yet. Not yet, not yet, now. Okay? So that's where the core work comes in. I feel like a lot of people see baby cobra or modified chaturanga as easy, and it's not. So we're gonna either be rested on our forehead or on one cheek. Let's do one cheek just so we can slide our hands back so our wrists are underneath our elbows. Okay? Pressing down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, baby cobra, chest lifts. Draw your elbows close to your body. Take a breath. So hum. Lower the forehead down, curl the toes under, maybe use the knees to press into the mat to lift you up into a downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. So the idea of down dog is to get a stretch in the hamstrings and to get a nice stretch in the spine. Some of us kind of have a round upper back, and so if this is the case, then you want to just widen out your feet and then get more space and push your hips back as if your chest will touch your thighs. Take an inhale, look forward, and your exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Fingertips to calves, lift, fold back, press down through the feet, reach the arms up overhead, come down through heart center. Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, forward fold on your exhale. Fingertips to calves, lift the chest. Fold back, plant your hands, step your feet back, plank. So you can come back to modified, or you can do the classic chaturanga. Either way, you shift forward, bend, pause if you're in chaturanga, otherwise you lower all the way down. You can inhale, lift up to upward facing dog, or lift up baby cobra. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Lower your forearm, your elbow. We're gonna get into Sphinx. Push the forearms down, your elbows down, your palms down, lift your heart up. Same idea, flush of the buttocks towards the heels. So we're getting a pelvic tilt here. So you're pressing the pubic bone into your mat. Isometrically drag your hands back towards your chest, getting more space in your collarbone. And then exhale, lower down. Okay, so we're going to just, for fun, get into upward facing dog. So it is helpful if you have blocks. If not, I can show you without blocks right after this demo. So if you have blocks, you want to place them at the top of your mat. And you'll place your hands on your blocks. You're on all fours. And then you straighten your right leg, straighten your left leg without the knees touching the mat. Your arms are also straight, so straighten on the tops of your feet and now push your chest forward, but don't allow your hips to sink. Notice that my hips are still up. The flesh of my buttocks is still going towards the heels. And then you could even press back here, downward facing dog using your blocks. And then your blocks just gives you more space to lengthen out. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna inhale, come forward, slowly, 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 slowly. Chest forward, open your chest, tops of your feet, keep your hips off the mat. Notice that I'm not dumping and I'm not lowering into my low back. That's some low back injury there. Let's push the hips back, push, push, push. Keep your abs engaged and then push back, downward facing dog. And then notice, see if you like your down dog with your blocks. Now for those of us that don't have blocks, we'll get into it a different way. So we can come down onto our bellies. And we're going to place our hands underneath, slightly behind the shoulders. And we're gonna use the knees, curl the toes under, press the knees down to get back to this kind of like slope with our spine. Do you see that I'm at an angle? And then I release the toes curled, now they're flattened. I'm pushing my chest forward. And now what I need to do, so this takes a little more work. I'm gonna use my core, I'm gonna lift my knees off. And I'm gonna continue to open my chest, roll the shoulders back. And then I push my hips back, downward facing dog. Finding your breath, checking the time. Now we're gonna do that again. So come onto your mat. And now we're gonna see how we can do it a little quicker. So once again, most of these poses take into account ab work. So that's why I like to place some type of ab work before, because we have to get the body used to the activation. When you kind of have those low back injuries, it's telling to say that you're not using your front body enough. So your back body is compensating for that loss. So that's why it's important to do ab workouts on your own. And it'll improve even just sitting, because we need our abs to sit, which is why we then start to round. So there's just a lot of components here. Okay. So hands a little bit behind the shoulders. Elbows again drawing towards the body. Let's this time keep the, let's curl the toes under. Press the knees down, lift the heart up. Release the toes, so uncurl the toes. Keep the core working. Core is working. If it wasn't working, I'd be here. Okay, so that's the difference. I think you should try it out too. Just kind of feel it in your body when you're using your core and you're activating, rather than just hanging in there and just using your arms for stability. Core is always working. core in. Press out through your shoulders. So open the shoulder heads, release them back. Lift the knees, push into the tops of the feet. Keep pushing your heart forward, upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Let's take the knees down and let's rest our forehead on the mat. Come into child's pose. So we've been working a lot, I'd say. And this is a level 1, so I like to break it down a lot because I feel like fundamentals are so important and just build upon your practice. When you have good foundation, you can do so much and you'd be surprised, like, oh, that's exactly like chaturanga. That's exactly like upward facing dog. Take a smooth inhale. Exhale, release. Straighten your arms forward. Open your fingers, spread your fingers, really use them. They're a part of this action as well. Lift your hips up, curl your toes under, shift your hips back, downward facing dog. That should be a song or something. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of the mat. Fingertips to calves, lengthen. Core, right? Spine long. And our chin is, there's a chin tuck right here. We're not looking forward. Keep the neck long. Keep the spine long. It's all connected. Exhale, fold. Fingertips to calves. Again, core, spine long. Fold back. This time, slight bend in the knees. Reach the arms up, spine long. Maybe look up, maybe touch. Hands down through heart center. Out to your side. Turn to face the side of your mat. Let's do a couple of standing poses, but first let's do, actually no, I changed my mind. Okay, take a nice wide stance and grab your blocks with you. Take your blocks with you and place them behind your heels. Parallel your feet, toes are going forward. Slide your right heel back. Okay, firm your thigh. Okay, it's engaged. Now turn your left toes up and over to the front. Check to see your front heel to back arch alignment, and then here even see, do I have enough room? Do I feel stable just standing like this? If you don't feel stable, slightly move your foot forward to give you more space. Keep that thigh engaged. Bend your front leg. So you're bending in your left knee here, right? Pull your left hip back towards your right heel. Keep drawing that outer hip in towards the center of the mat so that our left hip is not jutting out to the side. Same idea, the cue of the flesh of the buttocks down is preventing your hip from jutting out to the side. Core in, lengthen the torso, reach the arms out. And now look back and check to see your back hand. It likes to kind of like go a little lower or higher than the front. So check to see where it's at. Go back to the front, gaze beyond the middle finger, your drishti. Find that breath. And then inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend, stay here. Inhale up. I kind of tend, I notice, to leave you guys in these poses for a little longer, even as a beginner, but I think you can do it, and you're always more than welcome. Reach the arms up. to move and bend your knee whenever you want, or to straighten your leg. Bend your left elbow, press your forearm into your thigh, pause. Notice your bottom shoulder. Do you directly lower your bottom ear into the shoulder, or can you press your forearm into your thigh? Lift up and out of the shoulder. Now reach your right arm forward. So your palm is going behind you. Core is working. Buttocks of the flesh still drawing down. Don't worry, we're done. Press into the back foot, come back, hands to hips, straighten the leg, read parallel. Whew, I needed a breather. Okay. Other side. Left heel sways back. Right toes up and over to the front. Front heel to back arch. Now here is the time where you firm your back thigh, press into the edge of your back foot, and then bend into your right knee. And maybe if you noticed, I kind of had to shimmy forward a little with my right foot because I didn't have enough space. So accommodate for yourself. Make this pose work for you. Pull the right hip back towards your left foot. Core engage, flesh of the buttocks directly down. Reach the arms out. Chest going towards the left side, the right side. Same side as your front leg. Look back at your back hand. See where it's at. And then come back to your drishti. Straighten the leg, reach up. Again, imagining that block in between the hands. Exhale, bend. So we're kind of linking everything together today. I wanted to kind of do that. Bring the palms, again, energetically feel that block, but then shoulders down. One more bend. Good. Bend your right elbow, press your forearm down, pause. Check to see where you're at here. Reach your top arm up. So remember, again, spine nice and long. What happens if I do this? Is it long? No. Now fingertips go forward, palm facing behind me. Keep the back foot anchored. Keep it firm. Again, push into the back foot, come back. Re-parallel, re-straighten your feet. Takes a lot to talk and do the pose. Blocks out to the front, sides, or right in front of you, whatever you need. This time, toes go in just a little. So why? Because the knees go in just a little, so we want the toes to match where the knees want to go. Flesh of the buttocks down. Engage the core. Lengthen through the torso, hands on hips. Hinge forward, lower down. Hands go in line with your feet. So if there was a line between both feet, your hands would land right on top of that line. If your hands don't reach the mat, that's why your blocks are handy. In this pose, we want to stretch the backs of the legs. We want to release the neck by letting the head just hang and dangle. Then if your hands are in line with your feet, bend your elbows so that your elbows stack on top of the wrists. So again, a different orientation, but we were doing this when we were on our tummies doing baby cobra, yes? Walk the hands forward, lengthen the spine. Ardha, halfway. Ardha Prasarita Padottanasana. And then walk your hands back to the same place in line with your feet. Place the weight more into the toes, so the front of the feet. And then bring your hands, interlace them behind you. Maybe you already know you need a strap, so you can grab the strap. So always have your blocks near your mat. If you have the strap, place the strap on your palms, thumbs facing behind you, fingers straight back. Now lift your arms up and take a nice stretch for your shoulders. You can slightly bend your knees here. Don't ever lock any joints. Bring your hands back towards the hips. Slightly bend the knees. Core in, lengthen through the spine. Reach yourself, lengthen your body all the way up. Heel toe your feet together. Release the, actually no, let's grab onto the strap. Bring the strap in your hands. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Pause here and take a stretch, side to side. Other side. Center. Now maybe we inch our hands out to the sides just a tad, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach back through, and I had to do a lot. So give yourself some slack here in the belt and bring it up. So this is called flossing the shoulders. If you find that you are going like this, bending your elbows, just take a wider stance with your hands. Don't complicate it. And also, you don't have to go all the way down to your hips as I've been doing, but you can if you want to. One more time. And actually, let's try just like a centimeter in. Give ourselves a little challenge. Ooh. All right, let's do this one more time. Just let your hips go. Take a wider stance. You can cross, cross, and let's release. Walk up to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen up. Forward fold hinge. Fingertips to calves, lengthen. Core. Fold back. Listen, reach the arms up and overhead. So we just took a half sun salutation. Bring the hands down through heart center. Ready? Sun salutation B. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, hinge back. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Lift the toes off your mat, heavy in the heels. Core once again to keep the spine long. You can reach your fingertips forward if it's a little too icky and tight in your shoulders. Find your breath. And then inhale, reach back up. Hands back through heart center. Down by your side, Tadasana. Pause here and just feel the force, the energy of this Tadasana. Grab the energy from the earth and bring it up through the crown of your head and out through your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, sink the hips back, chair, Utkatasana. Heavy in the heels, long spine, core contracted. Reach your hands towards your chest, prayer, and then revolve to your right. If you want, you can lower down just a little more to connect the outside of your right knee with the left elbow. Now, you don't have to do it. You can just twist from your core. Come back to center and lower down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Fingertips to calves lengthen. Lower back. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, sink the hips, chair pose. Hands to heart center, pause. Draw the navel in. Revolve to your left. You can stay here or you can lower down, but notice that my spine is still long. As I lower, connect the outside of the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Come back to center and lower. Stay here and breathe. Fingertips to calves lengthen, stretch the spine, lower down, reach up overhead, pause, Urdhva Hastasana, palms to heart, pause here. Long arms, Tadasana. Okay, let's get into our neutral poses. So with your right foot, step back. Step back so that you are on a train track. We're going to get into warrior one here. So your back heel is in the center. It's more towards the center. Your right toes are kind of going outward to the right. Left toes going directly forward, bend into that left thigh. Steer the left hip back, right hip forward. We've been doing this on the floor, on hands and knees. Reach the fingertips up. Core is still active. Breathe. Straighten your left foot, left leg. Take your arms out, take it behind you. Maybe you do a reverse prayer. Or, which is really hard for me, or you do knuckles to knuckles, or you grab onto your elbows. If you want, also, you can cut your stance by bringing the right foot forward just a little. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Hinge from the hips. Lengthen the spine. Find the length first. Slightly micro bend that left knee. And then exhale. Maybe you round just a little, but we still want length. It's not about getting your nose to your knee. That is not the pose. We don't want to overstretch our back leg muscles. So we can really hurt ourselves if we do too much. This is the moment where you listen to your body. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, and then reach your spine up. Bend your right knee, step forward. Release the arms behind you. Step back with your left foot. Left toes going out towards the left side, right toes going forward. Let's bend in the front knee, finding our warrior one. So with a warrior one, you do tend to need a wider stance, which is why I keep stepping back, which is why some of you will want to cut your stance for Parshvo Konasana. Bending in that front knee, steer the left hip forward, right hip back. Reach the palms up. Gauge the core, navel to spine, back thigh firm. Straighten that right leg. Hands go out, cut your stance. Maybe you try a different variation. Maybe you try knuckles to knuckles, or you try reverse namaskar, which I'm going to try this time. Lengthen the torso on your exhale. Hinge forward at the hips, steering the right hip back, micro bending the front leg. And if you need to widen the stance on this side, you can. Again, soften the right knee. Press through the big toe mound of your right foot. Find your sweet spot. Don't go beyond it. Don't push. Core is still in. Inhale, lengthen your spine and come all the way up. Step forward. Release the hands and maybe wiggle them if they were in reverse namaskar. Ooh, that was a lot. Okay, step to the front of your mat, grounding through your feet, hips width distance. Press down, neutralize the hips, slightly bend your right knee, place your heel against your left ankle. Pause. Keep the hips squared, keep the tummy in. Bend your right knee up, maybe place the heel wherever it feels most comfortable, just not next to your knee. And then let's reach the arms up. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Pretend like that block is still in between the hands. But if you need to create more space in the shoulders, turn the pinkies back. Find that breath. Challenge yourself, maybe look up. Maybe touch the palms. Bring the hands to heart center, knee center. Pause. And then lower down. Pressing down through the feet. Flush the buttocks down. Slightly bend your left knee. Slide your heel against your right ankle. Pause and stabilize. So regroup all the muscles that you need before you get into the pose, which is something I see so often, and then I see all of this happening. So in order to reduce that, first pause and stabilize. Lift the left heel up wherever it feels most comfortable, or maybe most challenging if you're that. Reach the arms overhead. Shoulders away from the ears, but if you're like me, reach the pinkies back. What I was gonna say before that was pretend like that block again is in between your palms. Core is a main factor here. Maybe you look up. Maybe your palms press. Bring it heart center. knee center. Take it down. One more, and then we start our cool down. Slightly bend your right knee. Notice when I bend my right knee, I don't just pop the opposite hip. Still hugging the outer hips in. Slide the right knee, or bend the right knee. Slide your heel, pause and stabilize. So move with control and precision and mindfulness. Regroup your muscles. Lift your heel. Maybe you lower your right hand and grab your ankle to place the heel a little higher this time. Hug the outer hips into the center of the body. Core in. Reach the arms up. Maybe this time we take the arms out. How is the balance here? Maybe our hands go behind us. Maybe they're shooting back as if we're gonna propel up into the sky. Yeah, we're still holding. I'm just trying to distract you. Interlace your hands behind you. Reach your knuckles off, away from your hips. Come back, heart center, knee forward, lower down. Ooh, that was a good distraction tactic. Feet down, hug the outer hips in, core in, slightly bend your left knee, slide your heel next to your ankle. Pause, stabilize, control. Lift your heel, maybe grab your ankle, place it wherever you'd like. Hug again, control again, stabilize. Reach up. Reach out. Notice your balance on each leg too. We might be a little better or not so good, huh? Reach back. Shoot, pretend like you're a hero soaring through the sky with one foot into your groin. Interlace, change the interlace. Mind is working. Stretch your knuckles back away from the hips. Open the heart. Exhale, release the interlace. Bring your knees center, lower down. You did it. Okay, let's slowly lower down onto our mats. If you have a blanket, consider taking the blanket. Place your blanket behind you underneath your sitting bones. Shift your sitting bones forward so that they're at the edge of the mat. And let me turn myself so you can see me a little better. I know my colors are dark today, so I'm not sure how the image is looking. Let's straighten our legs. So, okay, so we were in this pose when we were lying back, feet were up, right? Then we were in this pose when we were standing up, and then our head was going forward. This time now we're sitting down, core in. Notice the spine is long, reach the arms up. This time, instead of our hands being on our thighs, our arms are up. Lengthen, shift forward, keep the length, keep the length, keep the length. And if you ever need to bend your knees on your way down, and then lower and round. So my knees are both bent, and it feels really good. Through all the years of my yoga practice, I have overstretched the back of my legs because there are so many forward folds in all orientations, whether you're standing, you're on your back. So I can't do it anymore. It's just too much stretch. Hands onto the mat, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, rebend the knees, forward fold, release the neck and maybe turn side to side. Walk the hands back towards your hips. Plant your hands on the outsides of the hips. Come into Dandasana. Flex through your feet. Core, so navel in and up. Shoulders wide, collarbones wide. Now bend your right knee in, bend your left knee. Both knees are bent. Bring the right foot through underneath the left leg. Take this, lengthen both hands on your left knee. And then revolve to your left. Hug the left knee here. Lengthen. Take a twist, inhale, lengthen. Exhale from the pit of the navel, twist to your left. Now don't crank into this twist. Use your breath, check in with your body. The body is so forgiving. How much have we forced onto it? Have you ever thought of that? Come back to center. Take the right foot out, left foot goes in. Both hands on right knee, revolve to your right. Right hand goes down. Hug the right knee with left hand. Inhale, lengthen, grow the spine. Exhale from the pit of the navel, twist. Use your breath to guide you, to let you know if you've been doing something, if you've overdone something or forced anything. Come back, center. Release the feet. Remove the blanket. Have it handy in case you want to use it for Shavasana. Lower onto your backs. Hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Take your feet down onto the mat. Feet as wide as the mat, and rock your knees over to your right and left. So windshield wipe your knees. Let both knees come down to the left side. And if you'd like more stretch, more twist, more stretch in the right thigh, you can lift your left foot and place it on top of your right thigh. For me, it doesn't feel good. It gets into my low back. I just leave it like that. Reach both arms up, any which case, to center, and now reach both fingertips, not both fingers, both hands towards your right. Get a side stretch, a left side stretch. We can reintroduce our so-hum if we've forgotten it as we stretch. Coming back to center. Knees go to center. And then over to your right. You want to take the foot on top of the left knee, go for it. Otherwise, reach back with your hands. And this time, oh, what did I do? Wrong way. This time, yes, you go towards the right. Oh, we're gonna redo that. I messed up. So hands going to the right direction, getting a left side body stretch. Knees center. Let me correct myself. Arms center. Knees to the left. Yeah, I did it wrong. Reach your fingertips towards the left side. Yeah, now we're getting the right body stretch. Sorry, guys. Brain fart. Knees come center. Lift the feet, come into happy baby. Grab the outsides of your feet. Knees push down, rock side to side. If you can't reach your feet, push down on top of the backs of your thighs, and you're still doing the work. You're still stretching the inner thigh. Maybe you stretch one, then the other, whatever that is for you. Come back to center, bring your knees into your chest. Lift your head up, squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball, and then on your exhale, release your body down onto your mat. Palms facing up, feet splay out. Release the center in between the eyebrows. Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers and toes. Bend your left knee and roll onto your right side. Pause in fetal position. Press your left hand down and rise up to seated. Your eyes closed or a soft gaze. Bring your hands to heart center in gratitude. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bow into the heart. Soham. With thumbs pressing into the chest, this reminds us that we all come from pure love. Thumbs rise up to meet our lips to remind us to speak words of love. And the knuckles of our thumbs press in between the eyebrows to remind us that we all come from pure love. We all share this earth. We are all made of blood and bone. We are all one. Thank you for sharing your practice with me, and thank yourself for showing up to your mat. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Tania.
Hi, ¿cómo estás?
¿Y tú?
Bien, aquí nomás. ¿Y cómo le va
Bien, bien, bien.
con el trabajo? ¿Está trabajando todavía?
Sí, por eso no pude ir hoy, en la mañana.
Oh, okay. Okay, so everything else good?
It's good.
Yeah?
How about you?
Okay.
Sí.
Qué bueno. ¿Cómo?
¿Contigo todo está bien?
Sí, hay cosas, pero todo es trabajo, ¿no? No puedo decir que sí, oh, wow, estoy bien. Sí, estoy bien, gracias a Dios. Tengo lo que necesito, pero hay cosas que se necesita trabajar, ¿no?
Mejorar.
Ajá, mejorar, yeah. ¿Cómo
Sí.
estuvo la práctica?
Excelente.
Cool.
Lo que me gusta mucho son tus palabras,
¿Sí?
lo que dices. Sí.
¿Ya?
Sí.
Cool, okay. Algunas veces, no se sabe eso, no, me gusta, gracias que me dices eso.
Claro.
Cool. ¿Cómo?
Tus palabras son muy importantes.
Sí, eso es verdad. Ok,
¿No?
bueno, que tengas un buen semana y fin de semana, resto de tu domingo.
Aquí yo también.
Ok, chao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.